Hi everybody and welcome to Photomikes Garage. Alright, today I have a confession to make. This is a guilt that I've carried for many years, since 1982 as a matter of fact. The confession will sort of take a weight off of my shoulders. Well, here it goes. Every time I've gone into reverse in my 1973 Camaro behind me here, I have not indicated that I'm going in reverse. There, I've said it. The reverse lights do not work on the 1973 Camaro. They never have worked since 1982 when I bought this car. Now I know it's a terrible sin not to let other people know that you're going in reverse. This is what I've been living with for all these years. So this car has never had reverse lights, and that's these little white guys right here. There's bulbs in there and everything else, but it's never worked. And for those of you with this same problem, I'm here to give you hope. There is a simple solution. You too can have reverse lights working on your classic car again and join the rest of humanity. Okay, first of all, how would the stock reverse light system work? To show you that, I have to get underneath the car. So let's get underneath the car. Okay, let's move forward. Now, luckily I got the car up on my quick jack, so it's quite high up in the air. So I should be able to show you what we're talking about here. This is the Muncie 4-speed transmission. My car's a manual. There'd be something similar for the automatics, but my car's a manual. Okay, so this is the reverse rod. And you'll notice it has a little hole on the end. Well, my car doesn't have it, but from the factory, you'd have a little rod that would go forward. That would go forward, and then a linkage would go up to the car, up that way. Now I'll put in a diagram to show you what it would actually look like. It's never been on this car, and I'll show you the reason why. The reason why is because of these things here. These are headers. These are not the original headers that came with the car. These are ones I bought later, but when I bought the car, it did have some old headers on it, and the headers typically interfere with the linkage from the reverse lever. Now the linkage, the name of the linkage is called the back drive linkage. And it's pretty complicated, but there's a reason why Chevy put that all on. And I will explain that, but first let's get out from underneath the car. Well, actually, before I leave, I wanted to show you these three little holes here in the frame of the car. That's where the back drive linkage would have been mounted. The linkage would have come up right to this lever right here. Can you see that? There's a lever right there. It's got a hole in it. The linkage would have come up, fastened into that. And then when you put the car in reverse or out of reverse, this lever would have gone up and down, up and down. Okay, now we're in the driver's seat, and I can show you what the purpose of that was for. So, you're in neutral. This is the transmission, of course. I have my console all removed. You can see right through to the ground down there. But anyway, so you have the car in reverse all the way over, and that lever will move, and it will move to a position which will allow you to remove your key. So that was the purpose of that. So your key could only be removed if your transmission was in reverse. So as a safety feature, they wanted the car in reverse so it wouldn't roll back, because a lot of people don't use their emergency brake. Okay, so that's what the lever system was for, but that lever that moves back and forth inside the steering column that allows you to take the key out, that lever also makes a electrical contact. So when it's in reverse, it would make an electrical contact. It would move up here and complete a circuit which would allow electricity to go back. So whoever owned the car before I bought it, they removed this back drive linkage in order to fit those headers on. And so my only choice is to find the back drive linkage, which is possible. That's what you would do if you had a restoration in mind, a complete 100% restoration to make this car exactly like it was when it was new. I don't need to do that, so I would like to find a simpler solution. And the simpler solution is right here. This is it from Hurst. A great company, the company that makes the shifter in my car, has come up with this extremely simple looking little package. This is a switch that you can connect to your shifter, that when you shift into reverse, a little plunger will be plunged down and complete a circuit, allowing electricity to go wherever you want it to go. So then you can wire this and splice it into your wires for your rear lights, just like that. So every time you go into reverse, instead of having to go through a complicated back drive system of levers, all the way steering column and making electrical contact, instead you just have a simple push button switch that when you go in reverse, push this button and your reverse lights will light. At least that's the theory. This was extremely cheap. I'll put a link below where you can get this, but it's so cheap and inexpensive, and it should be simple to install, so that's what I'm going to do today. And there's the part number for you. Alright, this is what you get in the kit, and it is simple. You have your contact switch, 2 terminals, and a bracket. That's it. Then we have the instructions. 4-speed application, 3-speed. Mine's a 4-speed. Basically, the bracket is going to attach to a hole that is in the shifter body through a bolt that you have to provide yourself and a jam nut that you have to provide yourself. And then the switch goes into the bottom part of the bracket right here and is held in place by its own nut right here. And then it will, when the shift lever, the reverse lever moves backwards, when you go into reverse, it'll push the plunger down, completing the circuit inside. Electricity will go from this terminal to this terminal, and your rear backup lights will light up. So that's, it's so simple. It is so simple. I love it. This can solve from a complicated system that's in the car to the most simplest system you can imagine. Okay, this is the bolt that I found. What I found out is that the threads in the bolt in the shifter are extremely fine threads. Now exactly what these threads are, I do not know. I found a bolt in my collection of bolts that does work. It's a very fine thread with a jam nut, and the bolt is a little bit too long, but it will fit in the area. If I had a shorter bolt, I'd get one, but right now this is all I've got. And that's what I'm going to use. So now we're going to mock up the whole thing in the car and see how everything fits. Okay, there's our switch. I've got it mocked up. I've got it just roughly mounted up to the back of the shifter right here. And there's the bracket. And there it is, but nothing's tightened up yet because I think there's going to be some problem with interference. This is the reverse shift lever. I can move this back and forth and you can see what's going to happen. When I go into reverse, the lever moves back. And as you can see, it's going to touch the plunger right there. Now I'm not sure if it's pushing that back far enough yet. Right now it's just barely touching it, so this will have to be adjusted perhaps. And also the shift rod for the 1-2 shift is actually going to hit the bracket right here. So that's a bit of a problem as well. So there might need to be some adjustments made here. Okay, I did the mock-up, and as you can see, the first and second gear shift rod actually touches the bracket right here. You can actually see where it's a little bit shiny. That's where it's touching. So I have to just sort of grind this down a little bit, I think, to make everything work. Okay, I've got my little notch cut out. Now we'll see if this will fit now. Okay, everything is mocked up. It looks like this is going to work. You can see the first and second shift rod is just going to miss the bracket. The plunger is centered right on the rear reverse lever, and as you can see, when I pull the reverse, it depresses the plunger all the way down and then all the way off. Now we just got to do our electrical connections and we're just about done. We're going to need power to go to our switch, and this is where I'm going to get the power from, right here. Okay, the wiring is done. Got the wire coming from my firewall junction box coming through here. So this will be the hot wire. It's on this terminal here. And then this terminal, the blue wire, is going to go towards the back of the car and connect up with the rear backup lamps. Okay, for the rear wiring, as you can see, the wire comes right out of my grommet. Underneath the center console, this will all be hidden. Underneath the carpet here, all the way to the back seat area. So it's going to come across here. I'm going to add some protection to the wire, and then it's going to come up here and connect to my reverse lights wire right here. All right, as you can see, I've got the switch installed on the shifter. I've got the wiring all done. Let's just see if it works. Will it work? I don't know. Okay, so these are my reverse light lenses. These have not been lit up ever. I've never seen them lit up. Let's give it a try. So this is the moment of truth. Okay, get in the car. There's my shifter. First, second, third, fourth, neutral, and reverse. Let's take a look. Take a look. Oh, I don't believe it. I have not, yeah, seriously, I have not seen these lights ever. This is fantastic. That is, the reverse lights are quite bright. As you can see, it's working. Wow, it's working. I mean, I know it's a pretty minor thing. Everyone has reverse lights, but I haven't had reverse lights since 1982 or before that. This is awesome. And to think that I did this for like 30 bucks. All right, there you have it. The reverse kit from Hurst installed. All right, thanks for watching Photomikes Garage. I will see you next time. Reverse lights on, off, on, off, on, off.